devotees from across the globe, staff and students, Sai Ram, good morning and welcome to the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival. Like the golden dawn rising over the Zambezi, Zambia shines with a warmth that unites hearts and spirits. Known fondly as the real Africa, Zambia is a land where nature and humanity coexist in profound harmony, where mighty rivers roar with life, vast plains whisper ancient tales, and the heart of the people beats with kindness, courage, and compassion. From the thundering majesty of Victoria Falls to the tranquil waters of Lake Tanganyika, from the bustling energy of Lusaka to the peaceful rhythm of Livingstone, Zambia reflects a divine balance between adventure and serenity. Its people are steadfast, sincere, and soulful, guardians of a culture rooted in unity and respect, yet ever open to the winds of progress. Their smiles mirror the sunshine, their traditions echo wisdom, and their togetherness embodies the true meaning of humanity. In the light of the ancient Indian idea Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family, Zambia reminds us that when nature's grandeur meets the goodness of human hearts, what emerges is not just beauty, but a boundless brotherhood that embraces all. As part of the Universal Wisdom for a United World lecture series, it's our honor to welcome a visionary leader and humanitarian whose life embodies the spirit of service, education, and empowerment, Mr. Samuel Sikapizee, co-founder of Operation iDream in Zambia. Born in Nadola, Zambia, Mr. Samuel's journey has been one of faith, compassion, and purposeful leadership. He completed his early education in South Africa and in the United States. Through his dedicated efforts, Operation iDream has been transforming the lives of children and young adults in rural Zambia by providing quality education, nutritious food, healthcare, and skills training, nurturing not only learners but also dreamers and future leaders. Earlier, in collaboration with Barbara Hust, through Hope Ministries Incorporated, he extended hope and support to countless orphans affected by HIV/AIDS, providing them with education, healthcare, and compassionate care to help build a better future. Today, Mr. Samuel continues to bridge continents, living in California, yet deeply connected to Zambia, guiding projects in sustainable agriculture, community education, and youth empowerment. His vision stands as a testament to how one person's dream can uplift an entire generation. Mr. Samuel, please.
Thank you so much. Distinguished leaders, honored guests, dear brothers and sisters from around the world, I greet you warmly on behalf of Zambia, a land of peace, a land of unity, and a land I proudly call home. Sadhguru, thank you for welcoming us to your great work. We are very thankful. I also greet you as a pastor of the House of Faith Church in Ndola, Zambia. We also have a humanitarian movement as part of our church, a movement born out of a simple but mighty belief that every child matters, not because of what they are or where they were born, but because they are human beings. It is a great honor to stand here today in this sacred gathering of culture, faith, humanitarian spirit. I wish to thank the organizers for the invitation to be a part of this great festival, the One World, One Family Cultural Festival. And Sadhguru Sai, whose vision has made it possible for us to come together as one global family. I would like to begin by sharing a proverb from our land. And the proverb goes, Ubuntu, Nimuntu, Kubantu. Ubuntu, Nimuntu, Kubantu. A person is a person through people. A person is a person through people. This is not just a saying. This is a powerful African philosophy deeply rooted in Ubuntu, a word that has been used already on this platform. A worldview that emphasizes unified humanity, interdependence, and community. This is the essence of what we celebrate today. That we are because others are. That we strive not alone, but together as one people, one world, one family. The principle of Ubuntu, which emphasizes the interconnectedness of all people and the idea that I am because we are, resonate deeply with the teaching of Christ. Both Ubuntu and the teaching of Christ focuses on community, compassion, sharing, spiritual support. By embodying these values, the church serves as a living conduit for spreading this message of love, unity, and compassion. Through action and service, the church manifests Christ's teaching, demonstrates the power of communal support and collective well-being. It's Ubuntu. A person can only be a person through other people. This alignment between the principle of Ubuntu and the teaching of Christ underscores the importance of living one's faith through tangible acts of kindness, fostering a sense of belonging, and building strong communities grounded in empathy and understanding. The Bible says, carry one another's burdens. I'll say that again. The Bible says, carry one another's burden. In this way, you will fulfill the message of the law of Christ. In Luke 19:10, which reads, for the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Jesus' statement emphasizes the mission to find and to rescue who are separated from God. This is the message of Christ, and this is the message of those that God has called to spread the good news around the world, as we have heard on this platform. At House of Faith, this proverb and scripture are guiding principles of how the church operates, why it exists, and how it creates transformation in its immediate community, the nation of Zambia, and around the world. This shared vision is our collective dream. We are indeed one world, one family. Our mission as a church in Zambia is simple. Our mission in Zambia is simple: to seek and to save, to find and to help, and support those that are lost, those that are downtrodden, and those that are in need. As a church, our values are simple, yet profound: hospitality, humility, respect for elders, and above all, Ubuntu, the message of Christ, the belief that we are stronger together. To achieve this, the church is the feet and the hand to our community. I'll repeat that. To achieve Ubuntu. We have to become. We have to be the feet. We have to be the hand into the community. When a neighbor's field is empty, the church shares its harvest. When the child is born, the whole village celebrates because church is seen in community. Another word, we are the hands and we are the feet into the community. Peace is not the absence of struggle. It is a presence of compassion in the midst of the struggle. And that, my friend, is where the church has found its roots in the struggle, in the community, to show compassion and love. It was in Zambian soil, in the rural backcountry of this peaceful land, that my wife and I first shared the dream that every child, regardless of where they were born, should be able to say with confidence, I matter, I can dream, and my dreams are valid. From this dream, we built the church, and the church birthed Operation I Dream, a movement based on the transformative power of Christ, message of compassion and unity. We knew we are to be the feet and the hand of Christ in the community. The church has become the hands of the feet of Jesus in 5 key areas. And I'll repeat, the church has become the hand of Jesus in 5 key areas that are transforming our community. The first one is the community school. We know that children have to be educated. It gives them the foundation for life. Number 2, the clinic, the health center. That brings health to the families who are previously had none, restoring health and hope to the whole community. Number 3, we have computer programs in the middle of nowhere, in the community where there was none. Now a child can sit on the computer and see the world as it is and be able to educate. Not only that, we have a farm on our community that nourishes children daily while empowering community with sustainable farming skills and tools for self-reliance. Not only that, we have a trade school, a school that gives young people practical skills in carpentry, tailoring, construction, welding, and much more, so that they can build their life with purpose and dignity. Now, let me take you on a short journey of one such child, and his name is Musa. Musa's story began in a remote village in rural Zambia. At just 2 years old, his world was already shaped by the harsh reality of extreme poverty and limited access to health care. Like any young child, Musa simply wanted to be loved, to live and play like just any other child. One ordinary day, Musa fell ill. His condition quickly worsened. Suspecting malaria, his worried parents made a desperate decision to travel 7 hours to the nearest hospital in search for help. Despite the efforts, after 2 months of treatment, Musa's condition had barely improved. It was around this time that we first learned of his case. Musa was fighting severe infection. Gangrene had spread to both his feet and his hands. The hospital recommended amputating legs and parts of his hands to save his life. But Musa's parents hesitated, concerned about the lack of ability to provide adequate health care support. Musa's parents refused to proceed unless proper care was ensured. That is when they turned to Operation I Dream for assistance. The church and I Dream took Musa in our care after his operation. Our dedicated staff worked tirelessly, cleaning his wounds, managing treatment, and providing around-the-clock attention he needed. Slowly, Musa began to heal. He began to heal. Day by day, his health returned to normal, and his incredible smile could be visibly seen on his face. Today, Musa lives on Idrim property at our Mercy House with a few other vulnerable children in a loving, caring environment. This vibrant, energetic young boy, 7 years old, sitting in front of the class, hand raised, highly eager to answer questions and soaking in every moment. He has turned out to be an incredible child, vibrant kid, happy, restored, because we were the hands and the feet of Jesus to a desperate situation. His eyes shines with curiosity. His heart is full of hope and dreams on. When asked what he wants to be when he grows up, Musa, without hesitation, I want to be a nurse so I can help others just like I was helped. Musa's story is a powerful reminder of our mission and our purpose. Every child matters. We stand united in this community. We care for others like Musa's family. While Musa's journey is extraordinary, he is not alone. Many children face similar struggles around the world. But when a community of like-minded individuals gather together to support each other, the most vulnerable receive the access and care education they deserve, and their family find renewed sense of hope and the future of responsibility. Now, in our earliest days, Idrim Community School welcomed about 100 children, like Musa, whose hopes and dreams were severely limited by intergenerational poverty. They were surrounded by poverty, 100 students. God is sending people through the church to lift his people out of poverty. We are the hands and the feet to the community of our Lord Jesus Christ. Children came with bare feet, tattered clothes, and sat on the ground under a thatched makeshift shelter. There were no classroom walls, no desks, hardly any consumable academic supplies. But there was something far more powerful in that place. There was a will. And where there's a strong determination and will, the people make a way. 2 teachers, both members of the community, with nothing more than a chalk and a deep commitment to their pupils, instilled their students a passion for learning. They fueled an educational movement. Despite the difficult conditions, they built a learning environment that gave these children a reason to hope and the reason to keep going, because these 2 teachers had the message of Jesus Christ in their hearts. That simple beginning laid the foundation of everything Idrim has become today. Today, our community, through the church, has become a vibrant academic community, now serving over 450 students from kindergarten to 12th grade. These children, many from poor rural backgrounds, now study in real classrooms. They have desks, school supplies, and opportunities, and a beaming hope in their hearts. They frequent a beautiful library where books open windows to the world beyond their own, with new culture, fresh ideas, and endless possibilities. They sit in the computer lab where they learn digital skills that connect them to the global economy. For those who must travel a long distance to attend school, bicycles are provided, because no child should ever be deprived of a quality education by distance. A new science lab has been recently built. It awaits the final materials, but it stands ready to help young minds master biology, chemistry, and physics. This school, born of nothing, but through sheer determination, and expanded out of compassion for others has become a testimony in the community to what is possible when we walk together in unity and in love. When we see the building, we see love. When we see the buildings and the students sitting down, learning and studying, we see Jesus' message clearly, a heart of compassion and unity. Though education is important, we understand that the spirit is more important to achieve success in life. The church is the conduit that will bring spiritual nourishment. We aim for economic transformation by building a future where local resilience replaces international dependence, where opportunity is not exceptional but a common occurrence. We strive for those things, but the one thing that we forget as we endeavor in education is the spirit of a human being, where everything comes in. Through the church, Operation I Dream has that transformation by first meeting the basic human needs, the need for health, safety, dignity. In 2019, Operation I Dream completed the construction of the community clinic near the I Dream school, bringing critical care to the community, which had nothing. Before this clinic existed, residents of that region had to walk miles and miles to access health care. But today, many are beaming with hope and freedom that they have access to the health that they needed. Impoverished families often had to make impossible choices between seeking care or buying food. Now they don't have to make that choice anymore because help is in their community. We are the hands and the feet of Jesus in the community. Since its opening, the I Dream Clinic has become the beacon of hope for the surrounding community. Parents feel peace of mind knowing that quality care is nearby. Children are being seen, treated, and protected. Lives are being saved quietly, consistently, and every day. Though modest in size, I should mention that our clinic may be very tiny, but doing incredible things. The clinic is clean, well organized, fully functional. It includes an examination room with hospital beds, a small pharmacy, a waiting room, restroom, and administrative office. Very tiny. For the children at I Dream, routine services like deworming, malaria testing, and early medical intervention are now the norm part of their life at school. For the broader community, the clinic provides treatment for common illnesses, vaccinations, referrals, family planning, education, and even childbirth. Several babies have already been safely delivered in this tiny clinic. And I should mention that the first baby that was delivered at our clinic enrolled in first grade last year. And we're so excited about that. We are the hands and the feet of Jesus in the community. The only way they'll see the message is through acts of kindness in the midst of trouble. This clinic is more than just a medical clinic, it's a pledge that no one should ever face hardship alone, that no mother should have to watch her child fight incurable illnesses in silence, that no one should be denied simply because they were born too far from the hospital. But what good is education to a starving child or health care to a family who is suffering? A child cannot learn on an empty stomach, and a community cannot rise on empty fields. Our farm project is providing that solution to the community. The farm, through the church, is not merely a place where food is grown, it is a place of purpose, a place of life, a place of progress. We grow fresh and nutrition food for the children at the I Dream community so they may be healthy, strong, ready to learn. We raise dairy animals and chickens. We cultivate the land not only to feed the body, but to prepare the minds and the hearts for the next generation. But to prepare the minds and the hearts for the next generation, the community need you and I, because we are the hands and the feet. The community is able to act in the place of where God wants them to be. This is the message that Christ has taught us, that we need to go and show kindness and love in all the acts that we see. But our vision is greater than the school alone. The farm brings people of the community, young and old, to learn the ways of sustainable farming, to care for the environment, to develop new skills in production and marketing. These activities are centered on the good works of the church. The only way the people will know the message and understand the message is through the acts of kindness. We are the feet and the hands of Jesus. We do not just grow crops, we grow confidence. And we are seeing confidence grow in the lives of our young people. We do not just raise animals, we raise awareness through the church. We are the hands and the feet of Jesus. We do not just harvest food, we harvest freedom through compassion and love. Through hands-on learning, an entire community is not only becoming farmers, but also leaders and entrepreneurs. This is practical development with a human face. And I say this is practical development with a human face, because we are the hands and the feet of Jesus. We are building a community that feeds, teaches, and uplifts itself, not through isolation, but through togetherness. Unfortunately, even with a supportive community, with medical care, food, and education, many of our young people face great challenges. We can provide all these things, but still the challenge continues. They complete elementary schooling with pride and determination, but when it comes to take an extra step, they are stopped. They are stopped. The desire for the self-improvement is there, but the universities, for many, it remains something that they cannot reach. They have gone through education. We have turned them through a goal. But when it's time to go that extra step to attain education, to attain university, it's beyond reach. This is where the church has become the hands and feet of Jesus, to provide the trade school, a trade school that will provide vocational training in fields like carpentry, sewing, engineering, construction, welding, and much more. And people have asked, how can Africa be delivered out of poverty? It is us to help them in the next level, in the next step. These are not second-class careers. These are honorable jobs and nation-building professions. We want to empower our adolescents, our young adults with skills to work, to innovate, and to grow. We want them to have not only technical skill, but also entrepreneurial mindset to create jobs for themselves and others. The iDream Trade School extends a life that can be leveraged to break the cycle of generational poverty. One student at a time. It bridges the gap between education and employment, between potential and prosperity, between despair and dignity. But dear friends, the greatest transformation we see at academic is not economic, it's not academic, it's spiritual. With everything that you've heard me say, the greatest thing that we have achieved, it's spiritual. We teach our children to read, to write, to count, to pass an exam. But we know success is not attained solely through these great high grades. Success without kindness is empty. And knowledge without compassion is incomplete. Who brings those resources to the minds? We are the hands and the feet of Jesus that brings compassion, empathy, love. Without love, what is education? Without love, what is a skill? Without love, what is academic achievement? This paradigm shift is changing community. Children once consumed with thoughts of basic survival are now grateful before every meal, laugh openly with joy in their hearts, share freely with others. They are not simply becoming smarter students, they are becoming better human beings. Because at the end of the day, Operation I Dream is not just churning out brighter minds. We are ultimately churning and engaged students. We need a people that will be engaged in the community. Yes, we need smart people. Yes, we need brilliant people. But there are some virtues that will bring success in our community. It's compassion, love for humanity, getting involved in the lives of many people. That's what will make what we teach our students better. Some of you are still listening. Some of you have applauded. Some of you are nodding heads and smiling right now. But when you go home, what will you do? Let me challenge you. If you are a businessman, invest in young people in your rural, impoverished communities. If you are a teacher, persevere in your deep commitment to your students. If you are a politician, support organizations doing the hard work with policy, not just speeches. Because I can tell you that these children don't want pity, they want support and opportunity. Let's join together to create a world where no child is left behind. Not because those words sound good in a speech or feel satisfying as an ideology agree, but because they are true. The foundation and an organization to which we gather today is doing just that. It's not all about slogan. It is about doing. It is about engaging our lives in the lives of other people, like the students before us today. The story of Zambia's independence and the story of I-Dream formation are one and the same. It is a singular story of hope, unity, peace through service. And this is a story of I share with you today. When we look into the eyes of our children, whether in San Francisco or Mumbai, we see the same longing. We see the same cry. To be seen, to be valued, and given a chance. The vision of one world, one family to enable the dreams of the underserved and provide them the opportunity to succeed is not just a catchy slogan. It is a calling. It is a reminder that our differences are small compared to what we share. And what we share is our interconnectedness, humanity, our Ubuntu. Umuntu, nimuntu, pabantu. A person is a person through other people. And so, let us not walk alone. Let us walk together in this vision. Let us not only dream for ourselves, but dream for humanity. Let us be truly one world, one family. In Zambia we say, Lesa atemwa abantu bonse. I'll say that again. Lesa atemwa abantu bonse. Which means God loves all people. May this truth guide us to value all human life, especially the most vulnerable among us. May it unite us in this common cause. And may it give us the courage to keep dreaming until every child has an opportunity to rise. May we see compassion. May compassion drive us to do the good work in this life that we gather today. When we look around, we look at students beaming with the longing to dream, to see beyond their confine, to see the world beyond them, to hope for a better life. Who will give them that life? Who will share that? Yes, we may run to academics. Yes, we may run to the politician. Yes, we may run to computers. But the foundation of those things that we run for is in our heart. It's the foundation of compassion. It's a foundation of love. Without love, none of these things would amount to anything. These children are looking for love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and may God bless you all.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Samuel for sharing his wisdom with all of us this morning. Now, may we invite Sri Venkateshwarlu, Senior Faculty and Subject Matter Expert, to extend our token of gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Samuel Sikapizeye. We will now have a short break and then reconvene for Satyadarpan.
सर्वसिद्धिसुनन्दना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाश गजानना जय हिरम्बा श्री जगदम्बा नन्दना श्री जगदम्बा नन्दना जय हिरम्बा श्री जगदम्बा नन्दना एकदन्ता दयावन्त शुभानना एकदन्ता दयावन्त शुभानना मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना शुभ मंगलदायक श्री विनायक जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाश गजानना वेद्य बुद्धि सर्वसिद्धि सुनन्दना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाश गजानना जय हिरम्बा श्री जगदम्बा नन्दना एकदन्ता दयावन्त शुभानना एकदन्ता दयावन्त शुभानना मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना शुभ मंगलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाश गजानना रामचन्द्र रामचन्द्र जय रामा साई रामा जय रामा साई रामा जय रामा साई रामा जय रामचंद्र श्री दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशमुख मर्दन रामा रामा दशमुख मर्दन रामा दशमुख मर्दन रामा तापसरंजन तारक नामा तापसरंजन तारक नामा तापसरंजन तारक नामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा रामचंद्र श्री रामचंद्र श्री साई रामा जय रामा साई रामा जय रामा रामचंद्र श्री दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशमुख मर्दन रामा रामा दशमुख मर्दन रामा तापसरंजन तारक नामा तापसरंजन तारक नामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा अहल्योद्धारक रामा अहल्योद्धारक संकटहरणा श्री साई रमणा संकटहरणा श्री साई रमणा संकटहरणा श्री साई रमणा संकटहरणा श्री साई रमणा पंकज चरणा पंकज चरणा नमो नमो पंकज चरणा वेदोधरणा वेंकटरमणा वेदोधरणा लक्ष्मी नारायण नमो नमो लक्ष्मी नारायण नमो नमो साई नारायण नमो नमो साई नारायण नमो 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 पंकज चरणा पंकज चरणा नमो पंकज चरणा संकटहरणा श्री साई रमणा संकटहरणा श्री साई रमणा पंकज चरणा नमो नमो वेदोधरणा वेंकटरमणा वेदोधरणा वेंकटरमणा लक्ष्मी नारायण नमो नमो लक्ष्मी नारायण नमो नमो शान्ताकारा साई रामा शान्ताकारा साई रामा शान्ताकारा साई रामा साक्षात्कारा साई रामा साक्षात्कारा साई रामा भावराग प्रिय साई रामा भावराग प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा नाद स्वरूपा साई रामा नाद स्वरूपा साई रामा नाट्य कलापा साई रामा हे नाट्य कलापा साई रामा ओंकारा प्रिय साई रामा मुनिजन सेविता साई शान्ताकारा साई रामा साक्षात्कारा साई रामा भावराग प्रिय साई रामा भागवत प्रिय साई रामा नाद स्वरूपा साई रामा नाट्य कलापा साई रामा हे नाट्य कलापा साई रामा ओंकारा प्रिय साई रामा
विहारा पूर्णावतारा
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भजो रे हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भजो रे गोपालना भजो रे गोपी गोपालना गोपी गोपालना भजो रे गोपालना गोपी गोपालना गोपी गोपालना भजो रे गोपालना गोपी गोपालना गोपी गोपालना भजो रे हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भजो रे
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our collective salutations at the lotus feet of Sadhguru, respected elders, devotees from across the globe, staff and students, good morning and welcome to Satya Darpan. Yesterday, Sadhguru began by explaining that as one advances spiritually, challenges along the path often become more intense, and it is in fact a sign of spiritual progress, testing the depth of one's inner growth. Quoting the lives of great saints such as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sri Raghavendra Swami and Mirabai, who faced immense hardships on their spiritual journey, he reminded us that such challenges are not obstacles, but divine opportunities for purification and transformation. While explaining the third shloka, Kritam kimapi naiva syat iti sanchintya tattvataha yada yatkartumayati tatkritva se yatha sukam. Sadhguru highlighted the fundamental difference between doing and being done. He explained that doing carries a sense of doership and enjoyership, often creating an inner sense of burden. In contrast, being an instrument allows a person to remain calm and equanimous before, during, and after the work, leaving no attachment or memory of what has been done. Reminding us that this sacred mission requires yogajivis to sustain its growth, Sadhguru concluded his discourse by urging that we all live a life of non-doership and non-enjoyership. We now pray to Sadhguru to bless us all with his divine discourse on the Ashtavakra Gita.
As the great ones have called this earth as karma bhumi, where one must undertake actions. Actions are inescapable, inevitable. We tend to understand that doing action is the way of the world and that is the way in and way out of the world. But that's not true. Actions are inevitable, but doership is a choice. That is how we have to look at actions. Nobody can escape actions, from the smallest ant to the biggest king, the ruler, from an illiterate person to the wisest one, all must undertake action. But at some point in time in Ashtavakra Gita, he says, even opening and closing of your eyes, so to say involuntarily, is also an action which has its own consequences. So once we are born, we are bound to do actions. And the one who says, I'm not acting, I'm just lying around and doing nothing, he is also acting, because that lying around itself is an action. So there is no escape from action in this world. But we can escape from the doership of this action. And that would lead us to freedom from the enjoyership also. So that is Ashtavakra Gita. Ashtavakra Gita is not antithetic to other ideas of karma yoga or bhakti yoga or some other jnana yoga, hatha yoga. So many other yogas have come, hot yoga, cold yoga, doga. None of this it has a problem with. Do what you want. Do as much also you want. But do it without doership. That is what Ashtavakra is teaching us. Doing is not a problem. We are also doing so many things. Doing is not a problem. Doing with the sense of ego and attachment, doership and enjoyership is the problem. So is it so simple to just get rid of doership? Not at all. So difficult to get rid of doership and enjoyership. Even if you try your very best, a little of it remains. And that causes all the confusion later. How do you get rid of doership and enjoyership and completely without a trace of it? Only when you are established in that Brahmasthiti. Then how do you establish yourself in the Brahmasthiti? By getting rid of doership and enjoyership. So what comes first, Monday or Sunday? The chicken and the egg story this is. Where it should begin? I tell them begin anywhere, it's a circle. Begin anywhere. Start with reducing your doership and enjoyership consciously, and eventually you will end up with that Brahmasthiti, that established state of absolute peace and equanimity. Or establish yourself in that peace and equanimity, and slowly your doership and enjoyership will reduce. So it is not two different things. It is like a circle. You start anywhere, you will reach the other side as well. Start somewhere, the idea is that. No, I want to do meditation all day and I want to focus on the idea that I am Brahman. Fine, do that if that suits you. But I know in 20 minutes it won't be comfortable for you. You want to get up and do something. And when you start doing something, then doership creeps in. And then the whole thing is lost. So I always give a balanced approach to everything. The middle path, the golden mean. In spirituality also, it should also be a moderation, a golden mean. And that is what we should do. It means, yes, do your work that you're doing, but try every time to get rid of the doership in it. Try it as just an instrumentation of the divine. I know it won't be happening every time. Simple things you may do it, but something that has big stakes, that both ways, the risks and the rewards, it's very difficult to rid yourself of the doership then. Small things you don't bother. I have lifted this box from here and kept it there. What doership in this? Doesn't matter. But if I write an exam using the same pen and say I've just written this instrumentation and whatever comes out of it is fine, that is not going to happen because there are personal involvement, there is emotional investment, there is heavy stakes that are involved. So you don't easily give up doership so easily. But start with small things is what I say. Start small, make steady, incremental progress. And one day you will be able to overcome the big ones also. Start somewhere, begin somewhere. Because not doing, as I said, lying around in the bed, saying I don't want to engage in any action because actions will bind me. That is not going to salvage you because lying around also is an action. And that will bind you again because your ego is not gone. Your doership is not gone. Who is lying around? I am lying around. Who is I? That ego. Identification with the body and mind. So it will again accrue karmas for you. So the idea is not that you don't do any action in this world. Idea is you act in this world without the idea of doership and the consequent enjoyership. That is not easy to, it is easier said than done. It is quite difficult. But every time you have to remind, when you feel your mind wants the credit for things that you have received, tell you will be a thief if you do that, because the credit goes to God. Without God, you could not have done this. It's not even partnership. God alone is the real doer, because that life force, that consciousness makes us do things. Without that, if there is no electricity in the wires, even if you have bulbs and fans and mics and everything else, nothing is going to work. You may say no, but it is a partnership. Unless there was a bulb, what was the use of the electricity? Because electricity would not be able to express itself as light. But I would say yes. But which is more powerful in the two? Even if you put a bulb and there is no electricity, that is not going to work. How many other bulbs you put? Electricity can always find its way through another bulb, if not this. But bulb cannot find another electricity. So God is the reason why we are able to. God means in our scriptural ways, Brahman, the formless, the nameless, supreme consciousness is the reason why everything happens. So that alone is the real doer. Rest all are instruments only. So taking undue credit for it and then seeking rewards and recognition is foolishness. It is like stealing somebody else's things. Like you do this plagiarism is there in our PhD in India and everywhere now. The people copy from each other and make another PhD out of it. So our authorities have come cracking down on all such people who have done this cut, copy, paste PhDs. There is no original work, no original findings. But left, right and center PhDs were being given. But that was not adding to any intellectual prowess of the nation. It was a sham. So then they developed softwares. Now I'm told that if you put your PhD for approval, they will run it through a software. And that software will tell you how many words, how many sentences, how many ideas you have copied. Up to 80 or 85% is still allowed. That it means 85% should be pure, your original work. 10-15% we borrow ideas here and that is okay. Some rules are there now. Without passing that test of plagiarism, you cannot get a PhD now. That is how even the works that we put in our articles for various things, they run it through that software so that it doesn't look like you have borrowed ideas from somebody and copy pasted it. So the idea is that somebody else is doing the work. How can you claim its credit? God is doing the PhD, you are copying, and then you want a degree for yourself. You achieved it. That idea we have to give up, and that requires that you start with dasoha bhava. I am a servant of God. I am an instrument of God. Start with that. That's a very practical way of approaching this problem, because it can be approached from several sides. Like a hill can be climbed from several sides, but you would take the path of least resistance, right? The easier one so that you can climb faster, where the incline is not as steep. So to approach this problem, whether I should get rid of doership or whether I should establish myself in Brahman first, the easier way out is start with the dasoha bhava. I am a servant of God. God has sent me here. I am here. I am a servant. Yes, I am only the divine, but have you realized it? No. Then you shut up and just do what is relevant to your present status of mind. Staying in this place, in this state, you say that everything is divine, my good is divine, bad is divine. And do you really understand, experience that? How does it matter? Anyway, it is divine, isn't it? It's like one fellow who murdered somebody, it seems, and he was in the court. And when he was being punished, the judge said that you have murdered somebody and therefore you will be punished. He said, who is murdered? Everybody is divine, so how can you kill the soul that never dies and things like that. He had read probably Ashtavakra Gita half, and then he started telling the judge, arguing, soul never dies, so who kills, who dies? I am not to be punished. He said, who is punishing you? Soul never undergoes any punishment. When we hang you, you don't die, you are the soul. So take it in the same spirit. Are we ready for that is the question. Once a boy asked Bhagavan, if everything is divine and everything happens by divine will, then all the bad that I have done also is because of divine will only. All the bad, that evil that happens in this world also is divine only. Bhagavan said, do you have that faith? Nika namaka munda. Do you really believe that? Simply speaking with your lips is not going to help you. These intellectual arguments are not going to take you any further. You really experience that everything is divine, good, bad, ugly, then it is true. I will take the blame for it. Why all the wars and conflicts and strife and struggles? Also divine will. Let us take it that. But do you really, really have that faith? Are you capable of accepting every situation in your life with this same faith? No. So theoretically, this is not going to make any difference to your evolution. Unless you have experienced that, you have no authority to talk about it. Then you say, yes, everything is divine, bad also is divine, good also is divine, nobody needs to be blamed, nobody needs to be rewarded. Fine. Are you living like that is the question. If you're not living like that, you have no authority to talk like that. You experience that state, then you speak about it. Then everything is okay. Next day something goes wrong with you, your body, your family, your wealth, you will take it in your stride, saying that also is divine will. Something happens amazing the next day without your expectations. You will also leave it as divine will only. Are you capable of that? No. When good things happen, at best we try to say, okay, try to give up the credit, but very difficult for us because we want to take the credit for the good that has happened. But when bad things happen, we immediately shift the blame to the divine. But my question to all such things are, if you are really mature, then both sides you take as divine or both sides you take as your own problem. You can't take one for the other. If you take one as per your convenience, as our scriptures say, Tair dattan apradayebhyo yo bhuntes tena eva saha. All that which is given by God, when we don't return it back to Him, return means show gratitude to Him, then we are thieves because we are stealing God's credits. It's like that PhD, which is not yours. You copied it from somebody and now you are trying to get a degree out of it, which is not right. This is how scriptures look at those who do not give credit to God. Yes, credit to God, debit also to God, God is okay. Give me both, I will accept it. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Give up everything and come to me. I'll accept your bad also, good also, both I will take up. It become my responsibility. But you want to give bad to me saying you did not do this. Good you want to take it to yourself saying I did it. That is not going to work. You can't cheat. So that is the idea. Doership and enjoyership is a very, very tough demand, tough ask. Very difficult. I have struggled with this idea for such a long time. It took a long, long time to let mind totally, completely accept it from its depths that you are not the doer and enjoyer. It took a lot of effort because little good you want to do. Initial days, what used to happen? The mission was suddenly growing, I had no clue how it was growing. I was just blindly following the instructions. Go to US, go. Go to Europe, go to there, go. Going here, there, in people's homes. Everywhere I traveled around the country and the world, just as if on autopilot. And things turned out very good for some people through the mission. And they were extremely happy. They said, oh, Sathya Sai Baba's grace that everything is happening, Bhagwan is there, Bhagwan is there. But for some people, things did not turn out to be right. They started doubting me, saying it is this fellow who is cheating, who is lying, who is whatever else, defrauding us. One day, it so happened that one fellow had come for an interview here. He was an alumna of our own institution, old student. Many years ago he had studied. He had heard from the grapevine that something is happening here. So let me also try my luck. He came here. And in fact, that day's interviews were over. Interviews used to go on till, 9 o'clock in the night. Starting morning 9, it will go on till evening 9 with just 1 hour break for lunch and shower. Tremendous hard work. This person's turn did not come because he had not registered himself for that day's interviews. The students were being allowed. He just happened to, come on his own. And as the things got over, satsang got over, everybody was going, and I was kind of closing the shop. Just then this man's message comes saying that we are here with my wife, I'm waiting down. Would Bhagwan be kind to call us and see us? I told him, 9 o'clock, what do I do? So anyway, I didn't want to disappoint. And I did not know that time how to say no. That was very difficult for me. So I allowed them in. They came up last in the real fag end of the day. and things happen. And Bhagavan told things that were not matching his expectations. So what he's also no less. He will Bhagavan 5 things he'll tell correct, 5 things he will not tell correct, and leave that to that fellow to suffer and experience, because he knew this person has not come with any faith. He has come to test, come to investigate, so that he can go back and report to all those people who are waiting on the other side. So he told him few things which were correct. They were all happy, in tears actually. Then he told some things which might not have been appropriate or correct or whatever. At the end of it, they left. I felt it went well and I went back. Next day, he has put up a blog saying how wrong this whole thing is, how this man is cheating everybody in the name of Bhagavan. I got a shock. I said, first of all, I showed some concern and compassion to call him at the end of the day. I could have as well told him, you are not even a part of it and you come later, another day. But out of concern and compassion of a tiring day, I still called him, and he experienced what he experienced. He was happy in the interview. But somehow he had to go and report to his bosses on the other side. So he wrote nonsense on that blog. And that was circulating like a viral thing everywhere amongst the alumni, student community, devotees and all those. Then I went to Bhagavan and said, as such he was going, you could have let him go. Why call and confuse? We could have saved ourselves this unnecessary embarrassment of early morning. Then he said, I say things and bring people to myself so that they can be a part of this mission. But when I don't want people to come here, I also say things which will not make them come here again. I work hard to bring people whom I want, and I work harder to get rid of people whom I don't want, he said. Because people will come. It's a temple, doors are open. You can't tell you are allowed, you are not allowed. That will be discrimination. But there are some people whom he does not want because they are not fit, they are not right. So he said, I work harder. But I and my doership, went through the roof. Saying, okay, but why make a scapegoat out of me? You do what you want. You go in his dream and tell some nonsense about this mission and it will never turn up again. Spare me this unnecessary trouble. No? Why you are doing it through me? Then he told me, to kill your ahankara, to kill your ego, is why I am doing it through you. This whole idea that bad things were told about me, people said horrible things and I am being looked down upon, all these things, ideas you have to get rid of. So I will do things through you which are not going to be nice and right and appropriate and favorable. One of the reason is to get rid of those whom I don't want. But the second reason is to kill your ego. And it took a lot of time to get rid of ego. Because every other way, something will happen every other day and you have to go through it. Of course, good things also happen, people praised. And bad things also happen. So both you had to take. I told good things was easy, I was giving up. It's all because of Bhagavan, what did I do? But bad things will happen, people say things to me, I get very upset. And I would tell. At one point I was so upset, I told, this is becoming a terrible experience for me. It's a seesaw every day, Every day, one day, one good day, another bad day, good day, bad day. How long am I going to deal with it? And people also no less. They have great devotion for Bhagavan. They are very loyal and committed and very dedicated. So if things go right, they will straightway give credit to Bhagavan, saying, Bhagavan did this for us, he has never left our side. When things don't go their way, that also, I know it is Bhagavan only, but in their mind, they will interpret as this fellow has done something. So all the time I was getting this way. Because things go right, they want to credit Bhagavan. Things go wrong, they want to debit me. So I used to go to Bhagavan and tell, why are you doing this to me? You do what is correct and let it. If you don't want it, don't call, don't speak. Why tell him this will happen, that will happen, nothing happens, then he's sending mails after mails after mails to me, saying you are stop this thing, and people have told me you will file legal cases against you if you don't stop all this work. Had I chickened out that time in 2013-14 itself, none of this would have happened. But more than the fear of being punished or going to suffer, my biggest problem was, why am I being blamed for things that I have not done? That was not my doing. It was Bhagavan only who also said this thing, who also said the other thing. Why people are giving credit to him for things that have happened and debiting me for things that did not happen. Both are not mine. They are not praising me for good that has happened. No, they are praising Bhagwan only. But when things don't happen, they are blaming me. Why they are not blaming Bhagwan? That was my problem. I dealt with that dilemma, I don't know, for a couple of years actually, not months, years. That when will this stop? When will people start? Then Bhagwan said, that is how the world is. When it is there to their favor, Sai Baba. When it is not in their favor, Rai Baba. I have also gone through this in my life. People have credited me when and put garlands because they got what they wanted from me when coming to Prashanti Nilayam. But when they did not get what they want, they blamed and badmouthed. That is how the world is, he told me. You better get used to it. These are new experiences for me. He was used to it. I was not. So he taught me to get rid of that ego and the attachment to the outcome. That is exactly the doership and enjoyership. It took a very, very long time to get over that and let go. Very difficult, very difficult. Even with Bhagavan by my side teaching it directly, it took a lot of effort to totally let go of it. Even now that ego, once in a while it raises its hood, as Kasturiji used to say. It raises its hood, but you must crush it then and there. If you allow it to stay a little longer, it will bite you, and the poison will spread. So it happens even now. Even now good things happen, people praise. Things don't work out for people, people blame. In both the situations, that lesson taught me then comes handy even today. That this will happen, this will be the way of life. How many people have not ridiculed Bhagavan? How many people have also praised him to the skies? Both he has taken in his stride. That Samatva Bhava he was trying to teach me, because these are all preparations for the next role of Sadguru. These are all preparations, how to kill your ego, how to accept things as they come, how to be equanimous, how to allow things to flow and not feel the ownership and burden of it. Step by step by step by step, for 7-8 years he worked on me and slowly taught me that this is how it's going to be, accept it. Instead of later blaming and crying, don't tell me that you are not trained, so you are blaming me that I was not a good mentor to you. No, I am giving you all the inputs. I am teaching you how to go through it and also giving you a glimpse of what the future is going to be like. It's not going to be any big difference from now and there, here and then. There also people will praise you, there also people will blame you. But what you have learned now, you should be able to apply it then, there. Now I am there right in front of you. At least you can come and fall at my feet and cry. Later I also won't be around. You have to deal with it on your own. So better get used to it. That is how he has taught for years and years and years of training, spiritual training. Finally we came to a stage where things don't matter whichever way it goes. Slowly it becomes a part of you. So why I am explaining so much is that this is not easy. You may read a chapter or two and feel, I have got it. No, you don't get it. Unless you go through the situations in life, the practicals of it. This is theory. The practicals of it, when really things go way out of your control, despite your best efforts, when people blame you for whatever you have done or not done also, even then keeping your head above water and keeping your dignity intact, it's not easy. It's not easy. When nothing is wrong in your life, everything, you look like you have learnt, like our classroom, when the teachers we have understood everything. Next day when the exam is there, we know how much we have understood. Suddenly those theorems disappear from the mind. Suddenly you can't really deduce it. Some steps go missing. Then you realize actually you did not learn it. You thought you learnt it. At least for me it was like that. Mathematics was always very elusive. I would think I have understood it, and because I was not wanting to write it down and practice. I'll mentally remember and think. Next day when test is there, when class test, half the things won't come. You know the beginning and the end of the theorem, between everything disappears. It happens. I know this is a little deviation, but there is a poem that I picked up. This is a poem that a friend of ours, my classmate, had written to me for a birthday card. And I asked, where is this poem from? Then he told me this poem is from Rudyard Kipling. A great, he was born in India, Nobel laureate. He has got beautiful poetry. I think if I gave them, is there on your screen? The Rudyard Kipling's If. I would just read one stanza from that. Such an English poet, yet his depth of understanding and how one should be in the world. If you can dig it out, please put it up on the thing. Yeah, I had given them 2 days back, but then there was no context, so I didn't say anything. Let me read it out for you. This is not the exact paragraph, but we'll read the whole thing now. So he says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, actually, not tools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. And this is the one. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with the kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. That's no doership, no enjoyership. Rudyard Kipling's poem. It's an old poem, but I was very inspired by this poem when I was studying. I thought I will explain to you that what it takes to reach that stage of doership and enjoyership, getting rid of it. So the beauty is that people have lived lives like this and they haven't read Ashtavakra Gita. They did not have a guru sitting in front of them and teaching them morning, afternoon, and evening. They never perhaps had even examples of it, but they learned from life. Life is a teacher. Whether it was Kipling or whether it's Mahatma Gandhi or Tagore, all of them have learned their lessons by watching things around, going through the motions of life. Look at the amazing poetry. And you have to take this poetry, go line by line, and chew on it, and assimilate what it says. And that poetry has given me a lot of strength before I read all these Ashtavakra Gitas and all. So whenever in those times, the 2012 to 2018, 19, I used to go through these swings of emotions and wonder why me, why this to me. I used to remember the poem of Kipling saying, this is what it takes to be a man, my son. You have to take everything in your stride and not complain about it, not breathe a word to anyone about your losses. When people use your truths and twist it against you, and you still don't blame anybody for it, and people doubt you and they lie about you, you still have to just be yourself and do what you've got to do. If all that you have done, everything is broken and lost, you don't cry and complain, but rather bend down and pick things again, pick them up again, and rebuild it worn out tools. You're not fresh anymore, you don't have the same energy, but you still have the spirit, and you won't give up. That is the kind of demand spirituality takes. Spirituality is for the courageous, said Swami Vivekananda. It's not for the weak. Was Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhyaha. This self is not attained by the weak-minded. You have to be strong in your will, in your pursuit of the divine. But that is what it takes. And as I said, the simple way as I began is Dasoham, I am a servant of Bhagavan. With that, you start. Then from Dasoham comes Naham, I am no one. Ego gets killed or destroyed or dissolved. Then you slowly move to the stage of Soham. I am only that. I am not different from that self. So it's a stage by stage approach. And you have to have the patience to go through it. You can't just give up halfway, or you cannot lose the patience. Otherwise, you will not go far. So purity, patience, and perseverance, as Bhagavan used to say, 3 P's are a must for this journey. So read this poem at your own pace in your leisure time, but do understand how Ashtavakra and this poem go together. How Janaka has reached a stage where he is untouched, undisturbed, unperturbed by all that which happens around him. He does not feel involved or attached. He does not feel the doership of it, and he is now established in that state of absolute peace and happiness. That is his position right now. It's really enviable, because not everybody gets to be like that. It's not easy. So that is what he has achieved. So this is what was the last para, and I dwelt on it more because this is the practical problem you will face. All other theories are okay, but how to get rid of doer and enjoyership, and what do you get at the end of it? That is what I wanted to tell. Our scriptures are very kind. They said, we are not expecting you to achieve it on day one. We will give you all the time in the world. In fact, lifetimes we will give you. Keep walking, keep journeying, but don't stop. That is the idea. Next sloka is 13.4 on page number 157. It says, Karma Naishkarmya Nirbandha Bhava Dehastha Yoginaha Sanyoga Yoga Virahat Ahamase Yatha Sukham. He says this idea of action and inaction. Some people, as I mentioned, once they start working, they can't stop. The others, when they stop working, they cannot start. There's one aunt of ours, she was so huge that she won't fit in a chair properly. She would spill over this way, that way. And she would blame why chairs are made so small. And she used to say, मेरा problem ये है कि एक बार बैठ जाती हूँ तो उठ नहीं पाती, एक बार उठ जाती हूँ तो बैठ नहीं सकती. Means once I sit, I cannot get up. Once I get up, I cannot sit. That is my problem in life. Same thing it is here. Once we start working, we cannot stop. We get that dopamine, nowadays they call it. That high we get of working and getting excited, stimulated. And once we stop working, we simply dip into those depths of lethargy and laziness and inaction, and then very difficult to get back to work again. These are who? These are the people who have not attained the state that Janaka has attained. They are the bound ones. Bandha, nirbandha bhava. Bandha means bound. Nirbandha means I am free from these compulsive behavioral disorders. Like I have to do it, or I can't do it, I won't do it. Both ways I have become free. Even though dehastha yoginaha, even though dwelling in the body, a yogi is like that, he is saying. A yogi is how? He is free from this idea of action and inaction, even though he also dwells in the same kind of body as everybody does. He also does the same things as everybody does. But he is free from the idea that I have to do or I don't want to do. Whatever is happening, as he says, yadayat kartum ayati, whatever comes his way is happily instrumenting the divine will, and he is free from all the action inaction. Though he is still in the body. You may say if he is not in the body, he is free. No, in the body also he is free. Then sanyoga yoga virahat. Sanyoga means union, or viyoga means, or ayoga means disunion. Sanyoga ayoga virahat. I am free from union and disunion. It means attachment or detachment to the action or inaction. I am free in both ways. I am not bound by actions or the attachments to the outcomes that come out of action. And this is how I am. Aham ase. That is how I remain. Yatha sukham. In that state of happiness, naturally I am like this now. Yes, there were times when I really wanted to do so many things and I wanted to achieve this, do that, go here, experience that. Or I had times when I didn't want to do that, I didn't want to go here, I didn't want to experience that. I was bound by these ideas of doing and not doing. And also the idea of attachment to whatever I did or whatever I could not do. Now I am free. I am free from these ideas and I am established in that peaceful, equanimous self. It doesn't affect me anymore. It doesn't mean that I don't do any work. No, I do. But that work happens through me. I am an instrument of God and it happens through me. I don't feel the burden of doing it and then the anxiety of the outcome. That's what we learnt yesterday. Before the work, during the work and after the work, your state of mind should be the same. Peaceful and equanimous. Can you attain that state? Is it that easy? From my practical experience, not at all. I'm not going to make it sound like, yes, everybody can achieve it. No. Only those who are absolutely courageous to take up this path and are persevering despite all challenges, they alone can take it. For others, this path is not there. That is why Kaschit Dhira. Only few people walk this path. Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschit yajati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschit mam veti tatvataha. Of all the thousands of people, few people walk the spiritual path. And those who walk amongst this, rarely a few reach the destination. Rest of them will fall away on the way. It is not for all. Oh, then it is very depressing. Can we achieve it at all? But anybody can achieve it if they put their heart and soul into it. And this idea that you are doing and yet not touched by anything, it is an amazing feeling. It is an amazing feeling. As I said, you have no memory of what happened, because as if you didn't do it at all. You come out of that experience and feel, did it even happen? That kind of feeling is what you get at the end of such an experience where you are not having the doership and choice. This is what he's saying. A beautiful shloka comes from Mandukya Karika. It's not here because, as I said, I read things later after this book, as book's contents were ready. And it's called a yoga called Asparsha Yoga. It means yoga of not being touched. Sparsha means touch, Asparsha means no touch yoga. Now what is this no touch yoga? Touch me not yoga. It's not touch me not yoga. There is also a lot of people are there, touch me not yogis here. Somebody by mistake touches them, that's it, their mercury goes up. How dare you touch me? You spoilt my whatever purity, energy, my aura, my discipline. Somebody sits on their chair, that is it. How dare you sit on my chair? They are touch me not yogis, I call them. But these are not touch me not yogis, these are non-touch yogis. What does it mean? Asparsha Yoga. The shloka I have picked up, you can read it from Mandukya Karika later. Shloka says, Asparsha Yoga Vai Nama Durdarshaha Sarva Yogibihi Yogino Bibhyati Hyasmad Abhaye Bhaya Darshinaha, which means there is a yoga by name Asparsha, no touch yoga. What does that mean? And this yoga is very difficult. Durdashaha Sarva Yogibihi. Even for the greatest of the yogis, this yoga is very difficult. What are the difficult yogas? Stand on one leg, hang from a tree, go into a mountainous cave in the mountain, wear nothing, eat nothing, don't have a family, beg and survive. All these are difficult yogas only. Any one of these is not easy. But people can do this and you feel, oh, how can we even do this? This is so difficult. But this shloka says, worse or more difficult than this. The next level is this Asparsha Yoga, no touch yoga. What does that mean? The next line says, Yogino Bibhyati Hasmat Abhaye Bhaya Darshinaha. Yogis are also scared of practicing this yoga. It's a poetry. Yogis are scared to attempt this yoga. It is so difficult. Like we all do asanas. Some people who are very good at those, they will try out some very complicated asanas. Normal people, just to stretch only is difficult. So even the best of the yoga gurus are afraid of this new asana. No touch, don't touch asana. What is this? He says, being untouched by all that happens around you is the yoga that he is talking about. Not being touched by all the doership, enjoyership and everything that comes with it and still remain active is a very, very difficult yoga to perform. Normal yogis don't even have the courage to attempt this. They are happy with their chanting mantras, standing on one leg, not eating, roaming around naked. All that is easy. I told you yesterday, external things are very easy. Giving up external things, wearing ochre robes, shaving off your head, eating one time a day, begging in the streets and eating, or living without a home and a family, seemingly difficult are actually easy compared to this one, where you cannot get involved, cannot get engaged, cannot be touched by all that happens. But you are nevertheless super active. It's like you go out in the rain, but not a drop should touch you. How does that happen? How can we achieve that? You are active, fully engaged, very busy, yet you are untouched by anything that is happening around you. How is it even possible under the sky, you would wonder. That is why most of the yogis are scared of even attempting this, is how Mandukya Karika presents it, saying that it is so subtle. External giving up things is very easy, which itself looks very difficult for a worldly person. But this is far tougher, he says, because internally you have to give up the attachment to things. And that is Asparsha Yoga, the internal renunciation. That is Asparsha Yoga. And then our Mandukya Karika continues to explain how to reach that state of mind where you are not affected, not touched, not involved at all, yet you are active, yet you are very busy, but nothing touches you. The praise and the blame and the credit or the debit or the good and the bad, nothing touches you. But you are active. It's not that you ran away from the situation. No, you are very much there facing all the, all the things. So one shloka is there in the Mandukya Karika only it comes. This is 39. The 41st shloka says, 41st one, Utseka udadhe yata Utseka udadhe yata kushagrenaike binduna manaso nigrahastat bhavet parikhedataha, which means what kind of effort does it need to reach this stage of yoga where you are untouched by anything, your mind is absolutely under your control and there is no fluctuations. How do you reach that state? He says, what kind of effort it takes? He says, Utseka udadheryat, like if you want to empty the ocean of water with kushagrenai, kushagrena eke binduna, like with the tip of a grass. Drop by drop you have to empty the ocean. That is the effort it takes. Likewise, as if you are trying to empty the ocean with a blade of grass and with its tip, not even the whole blade, tip of the blade of grass, drop by drop you are trying to empty the ocean. Likewise, manaso nigrahastat, control your mind like that, he is saying. And bhavet aparikhedataha means without getting distressed. See, little meditation, 15 minutes, ayyo, amba, appa, we start, this is enough for today. Enough of mind control for today. We get up and walk away. He's saying, imagine you should have the patience, perseverance, and not get distressed. If you are given a task to empty the ocean with the tip of the blade of a grass drop by drop, the amount of patience, perseverance that it would take, that is the amount of patience and perseverance it takes to settle the mind into this state of the self. And people want to do 20 minutes meditation and attain it, saying, why I did not experience anything? Swami, please bless me. Fast forward this, accelerate this. No, it won't. Are we willing to put that kind of effort to reach this state which Janaka has attained? Are we really that persistent in our sadhana? One day we wake up, one day we don't wake up, one day it is done, other day or some other important work has come. What gets sacrificed in the day's time? God only gets sacrificed. All other things get prioritized. First thing to get sacrificed in our day is God. Second thing that sacrificed in a day is bath. And third thing that gets sacrificed in a day is food. Work we want to do. Because we are workaholics, we want to attain some things out of it. Especially student life I have seen. When there were exams, because Narsimurthy sir was my warden, I can't tell it in front of him. But if I have to be honest, I will tell you, during my exam days, what were the sacrifices? Suprabhatam first sacrifice. You don't want to go, because exemptions were there. If you don't come for Suprabhatam also, it is okay during the examination days. So sometimes Suprabhatam is gone. Second, no bath. No time, 20 minutes in the morning is like precious, like 2 hours of reading you can do in 20 minutes. The super concentrated time that is. Next is bath that goes. Third, breakfast. No time to have breakfast. Straight run to the college. Without bath, without breakfast, without prayers. Why? Because you want marks. If you don't get marks, you will fail something, your career is gone. So people live like that, you know. Where is that persistency? Where is that consistency? Where is that real perseverance in our sadhana? And he is a Shankaracharya or whatever, Gaudapada is saying, your effort should be like the effort of a person who is trying to empty the ocean using a blade of grass, that too its tip and drop by drop. That much effort it takes for mind to keep coming, but it will run away, of course. Then you bring it back again. It will run away again, bring it back. This effort to keep bringing it back to the steady state of zero, it's not easy. And people think spirituality should happen like that just because I'm sitting here or you are in an ashram. No. That is how Janaka has attained this state. How many years he has struggled, how much sadhana he has done, how much purity and patience and perseverance he has had, that he is able to enjoy this state. And we think somehow magic should happen. Bhagavan, you put your hand on my head and give me that Atma Gyan. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It requires that much of patience. So if somebody has reached this state, how much respect we should have for such a person? May not be in this lifetime he has done all these efforts, but our lifetimes of efforts has culminated into this state today. That is why we were so respectful to yogis, sannyasis, sadhus, and the great ones. Even the kings would bow down. Because kings know winning a war and ruling a kingdom is easy. But reaching this state of Asparsha Yoga, untouched, unaffected, undesirous of everything in the world and living as it comes is very difficult. Even the greatest, we call great kings in India, right? Great ones are there. From Prithviraj Chauhans to Shivaji Maharaj to the great Ashoka, to Alexander the Great who came, to the Vijayarangaras, Cholas, Pallavas, Chalukyas, Pandyas, name it. None of them have achieved this, what this has achieved. Only Bhartrihari is one king. He achieved this. This Bhartrihari, as I told you, the story was that he was very fond of his wife, very smitten by her. One day, it so happens that his guru comes and notices this man is getting too involved in the married life, unable to rule the kingdom properly, is not following his dharma, must do something about it. So he brings a fruit, the fruit of immortality. And he says, I'll give it to you, Bhartrihari. This will help you to live forever, and that way you will be able to rule the kingdom. This is only a trick of the guru. Now this Bhartrihari calls his dear wife and says, what will I do living more than you? I must live only as much time as you live, because beyond you I don't want to live. So rather you eat this fruit and you live forever and remain young and beautiful, so that I can always be with you and enjoy your company. She takes the fruit saying, okay, I'll eat it in the night later, O king. And in the night she has an affair with the commander-in-chief of the army. So she secretly meets him and says, I'm in love with you so much that I can't live without you, and you can die anytime because of wars and other things that you participate in. So you eat this fruit and you live forever so that I can enjoy your company and be with you. The commander-in-chief says, oh yeah, thank you, I'll eat it in the morning. And then in the night he goes and meets a maid servant, it seems. A maid servant whom the commander-in-chief is in love with, and tells that maiden that, I love you so much, without you how will I live? I can die any time, but you must live on. And here this fruit is there, it will give you immortality to eat that. And story goes on, I do not know, there is one or two more steps. Maybe this maid servant goes and gives it to the charioteer of the king, because that fellow she was in love with. So that charioteer takes, and this charioteer goes and gives it to a prostitute in that town whom he loved. And finally the prostitute has the brains. She thinks, what is my wretched life? If I live longer, people are only going to torture me more. Let me give this fruit to our king, who is such a wise, noble man. He will rule the kingdom forever. And she goes and gives the fruit back to the king. Then Bhartrihari gets a shock. She said, where did you get this fruit from? She said, I got it from the charioteer, because he often comes to me, he is my client. Charioteer, where did you get this from? Well, I got it from the maidservant of the palace, who is in love with me. Oh, maidservant, where did you get this from? I got it from the commander-in-chief. What? How did commander-in-chief get this from? I got it from your beloved wife. Bhartrihari is shocked. He says, that's it. I don't want this world, I don't want this kingdom, I don't want wife, I don't want any of things, I want God. Because God alone won't cheat. Everybody else cheats. So then he goes to his guru and says, Gorakhnath, please redeem me of this nonsense that I have gotten into. Gorakhnath says, good, now he has learnt his lesson, let him come. And he passes on this kingdom to his younger brother Vikramaditya. This is Ujjain, this is Madhya Pradesh right now, Ujjain. And he lives with his guru Gorakhnath. And then he composes a beautiful poetry of 100 verses called Vairagya Shatakam. Vairagya means detachment and Shatakam means 100. So 100 verses on the idea of detachment. It is very good. If you read it thoroughly, if not all of you, half of you will not get into this world at all after reading that Vairagya Shatakam. It is so powerful. Means if you dwell over it, not a poetic literature kind of reading, but you dwell over every sentence, which is that Bhartrihari's life's experience, at the end you will feel so detached from this world, so dispassionate. Is it worth it like that you will feel? You do not want to engage with this world. That is the power of that Vairagya Shatakam, which is written because it has come out from the depths of his experience. It's not something that he's borrowed an idea and one day had a cup of coffee and wrote a poem. No. He It came out from his experience. And when words come out from the depths of truth, as Tagore says, they have huge power. And they remain that way, with that power, even if they are read 1,000 centuries later by some totally unknown person. Because they are truth. And truth is ever, forever. So Bhartrihari's verses will hit you like arrows straight into your heart. So I was reading a few in this morning. I thought I'll share one or two. How beautifully he writes. Of course, few shlokas in the beginning will start with, in this world I have roamed around, begged for silly things, stood with folded hand in front of terrible people for my desires. What all I have not done, I have bent so low and lived a wretched life just to satisfy my desires. What kind of nonsense? All that he will tell. But somewhere he says, this shloka also tells from the bhogana bhuktaha vayameva bhuktaha. Means we do not enjoy pleasures. Pleasures enjoy us. It means they consume us. We die trying in seeking pleasures. Then he says, tapo na taptaha vayameva taptaha. And this idea that I am going to do tapas and attain God, we do it with a desire for that God, that also doesn't work. The tapas itself kills us. Because we don't have the right understanding of why we are doing it. Vayameva taptaha. Trishna na jirna, vayameva jirna. Our desires are never fulfilled, never satisfied, never done. We are done in the process when we die. And kalo na yato vayameva yataha. We don't spend time. We don't kill time. Time kills us. This is the life we lead. That is how one shloka I had picked up. One more shloka, after having all these things, he towards the end of this Vairagya Shatakam, he says this kind of beautiful things. He says, in the early times only, in 12th shloka or something, he says, Brahmandam mandali matram kim lobhaya manasvinaha shariras purite na, I don't know, na abdhihi shubdho na khalu jayate. Ha na abdhihi shubdho na khalu jayate. Which means, this whole world to a jnani appears like a mandala. Mandala means like a dome. The sky is like a dome. Where some show is going on. Remember circus tents and domes. And some show is going on. Nothing is real, nothing is for true. This is a magic show. So such a person who sees the world like this, like a magic show under a big dome, where is the question for such a person to become desirous of anything in this world? Because everything is fake. Everything is unreal. So where is the question of you developing a desire and running behind it? There is no question, because you have seen through the farce, the falsity, the unrealness of this world. Like, how is this yogi's mind? Shafaris purite na abdhihi kshubdho na khalu jayate. He says, like a fish, when it moves inside the ocean, it doesn't churn the ocean. Because it is too small to churn the ocean. Your existence is that oceanic existence of consciousness. And these little petty silly things of the world are like a small fish which is moving about within you. Does it really churn your mind, churn your heart? It shouldn't. Like a small fish cannot disturb the ocean. Likewise, these silly petty things of the world should not disturb the mind of a yogi, he says. What a nice comparison, right? Imagine we see a new watch, can I have it? We see a new phone, we see a new one person, new friend, new items, so many things. And our hearts are churned. We are restless till we attain it. Not able to sleep, not able to wake up, not able to do anything. Only that thought is consuming us. Whose is this mind? The mind of bhogi. The one who wants to enjoy the world somehow, desirous of it. The mind of the yogi is undisturbed. Even in them the desires come like the small fishes. But they are inconsequential. Their hearts don't churn. Their minds don't get disturbed. Their life is not thrown in a disarray. They are all calm and they continue. These fishes are there, they do their thing. I am the ocean, I am undisturbed. I am too big to be disturbed by these small, silly, petty desires of the world. That is how one comparison. I like this shloka, so I pulled it out. And one more it says, which is really my heart's desire too. At 89th shloka he says, Ekaki nispraha shanta pani patro digambaraha kada shambho bhavishyami karma nirmulakshamaha. Which means he says, Ekaki, fully single focused, nispraha, without any desire, shantaha, absolutely peaceful, pani patro, eats only as much it fits in his one palm. That's it. He has no vessels to carry and store, no refrigerator and ovens. He just has his hand for his vessel. So whatever people put in his hand, he eats that much and is happy. And Digambaraha, his clothing is the sky. It means he doesn't wear anything, or whatever he gets, he wears, he doesn't care. And Kada Shambho Bhavishyami, when will, O Lord Shiva, such a day will come to me, he says. When I am free from all desires, I am absolutely peaceful, I can focus on you, I have only hand for a bowl, and I have the sky for my clothes. O Shiva, when will such a day come to me? Karma nirmoolam akshama. When I will be capable of uprooting my karmas from the root. When I have no karmas left, nothing to do, nothing to achieve, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. When will such a day ever happen? Will such a day ever happen to me, he says. What a beautiful idea. And I get very inspired by these ideas. It says, Shantaha, I am absolutely in peaceful state. Why? Because Nispraha, there is no desire in me. Ekaki, I am only one focus, single focus is on my Brahmasthiti. Everything else is not my focus. Running hospital is not my focus. Running college and schools not focus. Students are behaving, misbehaving is not my focus. Devotees are listening, not my focus. Donations are coming, not my focus. Nothing is my focus. My focus is just one Brahmasthiti. Without desire, absolutely peaceful. And what do I require to sustain myself? Handful of food that somebody places in my palm. I don't even have a plate and a vessel to say this much I will carry. Whatever somebody puts, I eat and then I carry on. And clothes, what about your clothes? No clothes. I don't need one. I'll roam naked without any clothes. Why? Because the clothes means your dependencies. I want to remain independent. Oh Shiva, Kada Shambho Bhavishyami. When will such a thing happen to me? Bhartrihari is saying to himself. And after this, many beautiful shlokas follow. He imagines of a life in the Himalayas. And he keeps telling, have the herbs and the fruit trees dried up? Have the rivers stopped flowing? Are the mountains not having any caves? Then why am I roaming in this world? Why I am not going there? Like that he asks himself. And he says, when will such a day come that when I will sit by the banks of the river Ganges in the lap of Himalayas and lose myself in the Brahmasthiti, and the tears of joy I will shed, which the birds fearlessly will sit on my lap and drink from me. When will such a day come? When will I be in Himalayas, lost in myself, and the Himalayan deers are there, those animals. They'll think I am a rock and they will rub their back against my body. When such a day will come to me, like that he prays. That freedom he is seeking as a king, because he has seen enough of the world. He has done good, bad, ugly things for the sake of whatever, satisfying his body, mind and senses. And he has gone through bad and good experiences. Enough is enough, he says. Now I don't want. I'm dreaming of a day when I can be in the lap of Himalayas by the river Ganges. I can pluck flowers and fruits from the trees that are very generous to us. I will eat those, and with those flowers I'll worship you, O Shiva. And I will lose myself in meditation and shed tears of bliss, which the birds will drink from, fearlessly sitting on my lap. And animals will rub their backs against mine, thinking I am after all a piece of rock there. When will such a focus, concentration and life will come to me, he prays. I really felt so moved by his prayer. I thought, when will such a life come to me? And I can be myself away from all these things. But then Ashtavakra is saying, nothing doing. Wherever you are, that is your Himalayas. Wherever you are, that is your Ganges. Whichever state you are, that is your state of Samadhi. No going here and there, not allowed. That is, I was just trying to pull out those beautiful shlokas. That Sanskritam is little tough, Bhartrihari's. Ashtavakra is very easy. Even Bhagavad Gita is easy. But little long verses and too many sandhis, so slightly difficult, the Bhartrihari's Vairagya Shatkam. But what I am saying is that he dreamt of such a day when he would be free from all these bondages. His karmas are uprooted. He has nothing to do, nothing to achieve, nothing to lose, gain or enjoy or not enjoy. All this is done with. When such a day will come is the heart of a yogi. A bhogi will think the reverse. When will I buy the next big bungalow? When will my wealth swell to 10 times? When will I have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren? When will I be able to enjoy traveling around the world, seeing sceneries of all kinds? When will I buy the newest collection of watches and the latest edition of the car or the gadgets? These are the desires with which a bhogi sleeps. When a yogi sleeps, when will I be in the lap of Himalayas? When will I sit by Ganges? When will I shed tears of bliss? When will these animals rub their backs against my thinking I'm a piece of rock? I will be so lost in samadhi. When will such a day occur to me, O Lord, when I'll eat from the fruit trees and worship you with the flowers that grow in the wild? Bless me with such a day, is what Bhartrihari's prayer is. Anyway, after that wonderful flight of imagination, I come back here. A flight of fantasy for me. Such a day would be so beautiful. But not given to me. As I said, I am not. It's not given to us. We have been put on another path, and hopefully one day God will be kind and say, fine, you have done enough. Now you enjoy that solitude and that freedom from everything that you always desired for. Maybe someday. So 13.5, the shloka is, Artha anarthau name sthitya gatya na shayanena va tishtan gachan swapan tasmat ahamase yatha sukham. All this idea of artha anartha, fortune and misfortunes. In the world it will happen. Someday good days, some fortune will happen. You win a lottery, you become wealthy. Other day you lose everything and you are on the roads. Both can happen, artha anartha. Me sthitya, name sthitya. For me it doesn't happen anymore. I am not established in artha and anartha and seeking pleasures and avoiding sorrows or making wealth and or avoiding losses. All those days are over for me. I have done all that in my past, over. Gatya na shayanena va. In whichever situation I am, while I am moving or I am sleeping, in all states, whether I am awake or I am asleep. In none of these states this idea of losing or gaining matters to me anymore. Tishtan, when I am sitting, gachan, when I am walking, swapan, when I am dreaming, tasmat, ahamase, therefore I am, yatha sukham, I am in the state of peace and happiness, because no more gains and losses matter to me. No more good days and bad days matter to me. No more fortune and misfortune matters to me. How? Not only when I am awake, when I am aware, when I am conscious, even in my state of dream, sleep, or in whichever state I am in, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Many people in daytime, they can consciously avoid their thoughts. Suppose some thought is bothering you, you can bring the mind back to your original state and get rid of that bothering thought, nagging thoughts. But in dream, those thoughts come from your subconscious mind and bother you. How do you go control them? You have no control over your dreams. You sleep and then dreams start off on their own. And what are these dreams? All these thoughts accumulated in your head which did not find expression during the day when you are awake, they all find their expression in the dream in the night. Accumulated thoughts. So he says, even in my dream, I do not bother about these fortunes and misfortunes. They don't bother me anymore. I am free from all that. We say, no? In dream also we do not want to suffer or do not want to think of somebody is bad, we say. It means because it is not in our control. It is the subconscious mind. So in that level also, in the subtlest level of my existence also, I am no more attached to the idea of gaining and losing and amassing and squandering or fortunes and misfortunes. I am beyond all these things now. Remember, Janaka has not quit the kingdom. He has not resigned from his job as a king. He is right there inside his courtroom right now when Ashtavakra is sitting on his Simhasana and he is sitting at the feet of Ashtavakra and talking all these things. That even though I sit established right in the center of this court, the seat of power, from where I rule the entire kingdom, I am not affected by the fortunes and misfortunes. That doesn't bother because I know it is not real. All the gains are not real, all the losses also not real. I have come to that state. A lot of us would imagine that to be, but when it really happens to us, we are not at peace at all. But I am at peace, Janaka says, I am over and above all this, beyond all this. Even though I am right in the center of the court, in the middle of the kingdom, yet I am unaffected by what's going to happen or what is happening or what has happened. None of these bother me anymore. What an exalted state of existence you see. Here I see little something we lose our sleep, health, everything over it. And little we gain something, nobody can control our enthusiasm and excitement. You want to throw parties and call people and enjoy and make a big noise of it. How excited we get with a little gain and how depressed we get with a little loss. And we start looking around, blaming, shouting, crying, foul, fighting. How much disturbance we create for ourselves and everybody around us. Why? Because so desirous of world, we have not learnt any spirituality. See, hundreds of years you may spend reading scriptures. But Atmaikya Bodhena Vinapi Mukti Na Siddhyati Brahma Shatantarepi, says Adi Shankaracharya. Till you know the self, your mukti is not going to happen. Even in 100 years of Brahma, if you keep reading Yajantu Devata, Bhajantu, this thing, that thing, Vadantu Shastrani, Kurvantu Karmani, he says. Keep doing as many rituals you want. Keep reading as many scriptures you want. Go to as many temples you want. Worship as many gods you want. Till you have understood what the self is, your problems are not done. So read all the scriptures and tomorrow some losses happen, that's it, everything is going to go for a toss. Read these scriptures and tomorrow something amazing, exciting happens and you are unable to control your excitement, nothing is of use to you. But Janaka has overcome all these things. So this state itself is so exalted. What amazes me is that in Indian scriptures such a state is mentioned. And there is a mention of people who have attained this state. How inspiring, how hopeful. Where else we'll find these kind of lofty ideas? Let us say it is all theory. Let us say it does not exist. Even then the idea is so inspiring, isn't it? That itself is a great fortune that we have the scriptures and we have ability to read those. It is all printed right in our hands. Not like you have to search a guru in some forest and he would only tell you orally and he won't even repeat his lessons. No gurus used to repeat their lessons. They used to expect absolute concentration from the students. No Gurukula ever repeated the lesson. One time it was told and it used to go inside the student's head, that's it. That focus used to be there in the Gurukulam students of the past. No repetitions of lessons. Once told, goes into their mind. Of course the Shishya will go and recite and repeat to remember. Guru will only tell once. That kind of concentration was expected of the students. That's why our rishis were so great. They explored, they found every secret of the world, spiritual and material. They discovered mathematics from zero to decimals. They found out the astronomy of the planets and stars. They discovered these nakshatras which are valid even today. They wrote calendars. They wrote so many sciences. Today is Dhanvantri Jayanti, Ayurveda. The science of medicine was created by these rishis. You name it, from geography to geometry to geology to anything under the sky. They knew everything. Why? This kind of focus and concentration. Today's student, 20 minutes is their attention span, the media tells me. Beyond 20 minutes, no student has any attention span. I wonder how your people are sitting or you are sleeping, I do not know. This world is changing, the distractive, what you call that, hyper something activity in them. There's a syndrome for that. OCD or something they call it. Huh? ADHD, ADHD. Attention disorder, some syndrome, right? So they don't have attention span at all. 20 minutes they are distracted, they want to do something else. And this reel culture and scrolling culture has made it even worse. People can go on scrolling for 3 hours, 4 hours mindlessly, addicted to that. Or gaming. That is another madness. Once you sit only 3 hours, 4 hours, even you don't want to go to bathroom, suffering. Sitting there in the chair, your kidneys are all swollen and yet you don't want to miss a moment. Look at how the people have made mince of this meat of human vulnerabilities. Our gurus would do the reverse. They will teach scriptures and make them stronger in their mind and character. And today's world, feeding them with nonsense and making them weaker and weaker and weaker in the name of doing more businesses. How horrible the world is. This is a crusade against all these nonsense that is happening in the world, in the Gurukulam like this. That is why these people who come from outside, they are mesmerized. They are saying this is such a great fortune. These children are getting what nobody gets in the world even after paying. This is so amazing, they keep telling. But our people, they wake us at 4:30. They don't let us go and scroll on the phones. They don't let us post unnecessary reels in Instagram. They don't allow to watch movies which are of no use to anybody. They don't allow us to listen to songs which have no head and tail. They don't allow, so many things they complain about. But imagine what is actually your learning is what is building your character for the future. And that is what these scriptures did to the students. And this is the idea that even in all the states, whether I'm sitting, sleeping, moving, walking, talking, awake, asleep, I am unaffected by the losses and gains, anartha, artha, anartha, punya, papa, nothing matters to me anymore. I do what I've got to do. I'm not saying I've run away from responsibilities, but I am not affected by it. Then what does he say? There is a shloka on 164, which is from Bhagavad Gita, just as a cross reference, which says, The same idea which comes in from Bhagavad Gita, which says, the knower of truth, how does he live? Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvit. The tattvavit, the knower of the self, believes I am not the doer of anything. All this is happening through me, but I don't attribute it to my doing. What all? Pashyan, seeing, shrunvan, listening, sprishan, touching, jigran, smelling, ashnan, eating, gachan, moving, swapan, dreaming, shwasan, breathing, pralapan, talking, visrujan, giving up or rejecting, grihan, accepting, unmission, opening eyes, nimishan, closing the eyes. All these I don't attribute to my doing. Then who is doing? Indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. I completely firmly believe indriyas are there, body has been made like that, eyes will open, eyes will close, nose will breathe in and breathe out, hands will touch, taste, or whatever, tongue will taste. These are a part of the process. I am not associating myself with this. I am the self, which is untouched by all these things. That is how the Jnani in Bhagavad Gita is described. The same thing Janaka is saying over here. In all these states of existence, awake, asleep, in deep sleep, moving, talking, working, not working, in every state I am unaffected by these ideas of good, bad, or losses and gains. Then the next sloka, 13.6, in the similar tone says, Swapato nasti me hanihi siddhir yatnavato nava. In the dream or in sleeping, I don't lose things. When I wake up, I don't gain it. Nasho laso vihaya asmat ahamase yathasukam. This ullasa, excitement of things, all that has been destroyed, and I've given up these ideas that I'm losing or gaining things, and now I'm absolutely in the steady state of peace. Swapto nasti means when I'm sleeping, things are not lost. Materially, you can think like this. When you are sleeping, somebody may steal your things away, or when you are not watching, somebody may cheat you. And when I am awake, I am able to work and gain and achieve things. That is how one can think on a superficial level. But deeper level, what? When we dream, what happens to the world? When we are sleeping, what happens to the world? What happens to your wife and children and wealth and property? They all disappear, isn't it? When you are in deep sleep, do you even know that you exist? You don't know you exist. Only when you wake up, as if you have gained back everything that you lost during your sleep. Because sleep is, in a way, a miniature death. It is like death. Why? Because we know nothing about ourselves. Except that we are alive. When we wake up, we wake up. But otherwise, we don't remember a thing of what happened to us, how wealthy we were or how rich we were before going to deep sleep. Nothing we remember in deep sleep, as if everything has disappeared, as if everything we have lost. And when we wake up, as if everything we have gained back. These ideas also don't exist in me. Whether it is real, whatever physical loss, or the loss of the conscious mind in the deep sleep, it is not a real loss and it is not a real gain. Both are not real. That is how he is very firmly established in that. I am not affected by this. So he is saying that therefore there is no excitement. When I wake up, do I say, oh, I regained my house, regained my wife, regained my children, regained my business and properties? No. Do we lament when we go to deep sleep, I have lost my wife, my children, my family, my property, because I remember nothing of it? No. Likewise, in this world, things come and go, Jagat. They are here now, they are not there tomorrow. That is why it is called Jagat. So deal with it, that's it. Why you have to become attached to anything? If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, also fine. As I said, you should develop the detachment of Bhartrihari, who says, all I am happy with a fistful or palm full of food, that's enough. I don't have any other vessel. This is my vessel, this is my mouth. I eat that much, as much it fits in my palm. I can't carry more than this. And I wear the sky for the clothing. I sleep on the shloka goes on like this. I sleep on earth for the bed, and like this, and so many things. And I wear bark of the tree, and so on. So idea is that for such a person, where is loss, where is gain? What can you take away from such a person? What can you give to such a person who is not bothered about all these things? You might decorate him in gold and silver and diamonds and pearls. Do you think it matters to him? Or you take away everything from such a person and leave him on the road. Do you think that matters to him? Both do not matter, because he is happy with a fistful of food. That's it, all he needs. Doesn't expect anything. All he expects is I should remain peaceful, desireless, focused on my Brahmasthiti. I'll eat out of one hand and I will roam carefree, naked. I have no problem with that. For such a person, who can tempt such a person and make him work? Nobody can bind such a person. The last shloka of this is on the next page, which says, Sukhadi Rupa Niyamam Bhavishyavalokyya Bhurishaha Shubha Shubhe Vihayasmat Ahamase Yathasukam. Similar kind of shloka is Sukhadi Rupa, happiness, pleasures, and their various manifestations and forms. Pleasure that you get from your wife, from your children, from wealth, from progeny, from name, fame, position, power, gains, profits. All these are different varieties of pleasures or sukha we experience in the world. He has understood the rule of it. Niyamam. They are niyamam, they are controlled, they are in a structured way. Bhaveshvalokya. Bhaveshu means these are all just experiences. I have understood that these are just passing clouds, like experiences that come and go. Avalokya, I have carefully observed this. Bhurisha, again and again. I am happy today, tomorrow I am sad. Day after again I become happy. Again the next day I am sad. Few days I remain happy. Again a few days I suffer. This is something that is like a rule. By some kind of a rule, by some kind of a law, it repeats itself. It repeats itself. So you can't be too sure if you are happy today. You can't be too sure that you will be happy tomorrow also. It may not be so. It changes. Also variety of happiness is there. And it comes and goes, all of it. I have noticed this. I have observed this carefully and I have stopped running and chasing this. Because I know there is no point. Because it is going to change. Today it is a good day. Tomorrow it is going to be a bad day. I don't insist that every day should be good day anymore. I have understood this. Because I have observed carefully that this is how it is. So what did I do? Shubha Shubhe Vihaya. I have given up the idea of this is a good day, that is a bad day. These are the good things that have happened to me, those are the bad things that have happened to me. These are the nice things that have happened to me, those are not nice. I have given up all these ideas because it is a chakra, it is a cycle, it will repeat itself whether I want it or not. That is the way world is created. I have figured that out, he says. So now when you know this is the nature of the world, where is the question of you insisting upon any changes? When you know it is rainy season, it's going to rain, you accept it. What's the point in complaining why it's raining, why it's raining? It is going to rain, it is the season. Likewise, this world is made like that the sukha, dukkha, happiness and sorrows will come in circles. They'll keep in cycles. It's seasonal. I cannot demand that all through the year spring only remains. No winter should happen, no summer should happen. No rains should come just because the spring season is nice. No, I can't demand like that. I have understood that. Now that I have understood the nature of the world, I have stopped this foolish insistence that things should be the way I want. Things should always be happy for me. I should not suffer. I should not have any sorrow. I should always enjoy happiness. I have given up these wrong notions because I have accepted that the world is designed like that. That is the basic rule. When people come and cry about their problems, I only wonder, you also had good days, right? Of course, some bad days will come. No, good days nobody cried. Why I am only enjoying everything? Why my life is so good? Bad days, everybody comes, lines up, queues outside. Why my days are bad? Why I am only going through? Why that? But the one who is a jnani, who is observed, that is the nature of the world. He would accept, yes, good days will be there and bad days will be there, and I must go beyond that. You don't expect every day to be the same. This is what Janaka is saying. I have learnt all these things. Earlier, foolishly, I used to insist that every day should be the way I want it to be. But today I have given up this foolish idea. I have understood this is the way, the structure, the design. By default, it is like this. I cannot change that. What can I do? I can change myself. And which is to accept it with equanimity, with wisdom. Yes, the one is today with us, tomorrow is going to die. We can only live together for so long. I can't expect immortality. Live on and enjoy. No, not possible. This acceptance gives you a lot of peace of mind. See, when you don't accept things, you resist things, you fight things, you're at a loss of your inner peace, and then you can't think right, you can't do things. But once you accept this tragedy has happened, this fate has befallen upon me, this is my destiny, this is how it is, Daiva Deveti Nishchaya. It has happened for whatever reason, you accept it, 50% of the problem solved, 50 or 90% of the problem is solved. You are able to accept. I have seen their patients, some of great devotees, got cancer. They came, Swami, we discovered it too late. It is already in the final stages. What do you want us to do? I said, now that you know it is in the final stages, there's nothing much can be done about it. What do you want? Nothing, we don't want anything. Just give me the strength to go through it and let me leave the world peacefully. This is one attitude. Then I have seen others who have come in third or fourth stage cancer say, what were you doing? Why did you not warn me when it was first stage? I was right in front of your nose. What kind of God Guru you are? How are you protecting and taking care of us? I have given so much of donations to your trust. This is the care that you have taken. People have blamed me like this also. Where were you when you should have known this was first stage cancer? You should have warned me earlier. I would have gone diagnosed myself and got treated. Now in fourth stage, now at least do a miracle and save me. They demand like this. Why? Because they have donated to the trust. I said, you donate to the trust, ask the trustees. I didn't use 1 rupee of yours. If I had used personally any of your money, you would demand from me. You have eaten my money, you better repay. I have not used anything for myself. All these people have used. Ask all of them to do miracles for you. I am not going to do anything. But people are like that. People are like that. But I have also such good devotees, whatever be their situation, they come and tell Swami, whatever is happening, it's your will. I accept it with humility. I don't question. I do not demand. I do not ask. Just give me one thing. Let whatever number of days are left in my life, let me think of you, think of God, think of all the good that I have learned and live in peace. I don't want to trouble others, take me for chemo, take me for radio, spend this much money, do that. I don't want to trouble anybody. Just let me go through what I have to go through. At the end of it, please bless me that I live in peace. That's all they ask. They are real devotees. The others are all fake, for whom devotion is transaction. If you do more punya, you should enjoy more of your life. That is not devotion at all. But I have such amazing devotees. I have both kinds. People who suddenly become angry and because of the problem in life and they start questioning and blaming and demanding miracles and cures and things like that. And I tell them, because they are so upset and real, I tell, okay, I'll do something. But then I can't do anything because it is not coming from my heart. I have noticed that unless it touches the heart and comes, it doesn't happen. Even if I tell by lips, all right, everything will be okay, I know in my heart it is not going to be okay. But I don't have the heart to say it because the person is not in a mood to listen. They want the answer that they want. They don't want to listen to any other things. So I'm in a dilemma. If I say what they don't want, they'll get upset. If I don't say what they want, then also they'll get upset. So I just say as is required and be done with it. What will happen tomorrow? They'll come and blame you. You said everything will be okay, nothing has been okay. I hope by the time if they spiritually mature, they'll understand, no, Swamiji said this because I was not ready to listen to anything else. And if they spiritually mature, they will learn to accept the situations and there won't be any conflict after that. But if they don't spiritually mature by that time, then naturally they'll be angry for the rest of their lives. What can I do about it? I said, when sun shines, some people rejoice because their crop is maturing. Some people cry because something is drying up, rivers are drying up, water is drying up. When it rains, some people rejoice, oh, my crop is going to be good. Some people cry, I had a function, it all got washed out today. What will rain do with it? What will sun do with it? Likewise, I have to establish myself in the astita stiti and say, this is your life, your karmas, you will go through it. Then people ask, then what is your job then? Are you not supposed to do miracles and cure us and protect us and provide for us and all? I told, no. I am here only to give you the maturity to go through whatever you need to go through in life. Beyond that, no role for a guru. I was very clear, I am not Bhagavan, I am not miracle worker, I am not savior, I am not whatever other things that you imagine God to be. The giver of the boons and satisfier of your desires. None of this I am. I am only a teacher and I can only give you the ability to mature in spirituality and go through what you have to go through without demanding any changes. That's all I can help you with. And if you are not ready to learn that, you are on your own. I can't help you. I am very clear about it. That is why somebody came and told, when Puttaparthi people used to go, the main attraction was Puttaparthi was not jnana. People were not going for the wisdom of things, maybe few. Largely people were going for miracles. They wanted something from Bhagavan. I'll go there, my daughter will get married. If I go there, my son will get a job. If I go there, my cancer will be cured. If I go there, my husband will be good. They only went to mostly seek and ask. Very few people were Gyanis who went for God's sake. But here I made it very clearly. The rule from the day one is that, yeah, you look after your basic needs, what is necessary. You need education, health, basic job, employment, fine. Beyond that, don't expect things from me. I'm not going to do miracles to save anybody. If it happens by divine will, it happens. Many people call and tell, you appeared in my home, you said this. I told, oh, that is all Brahman doing his own thing. He didn't ask me, he did what he wanted. I was sleeping in my bed here. I didn't do anything. I am very clear about it. Ramana Maharshi was like that. Somebody, one Ganapati was there, Shastri. He went to Ramana Maharshi and said, he was a newcomer. So he told Ramana Maharshi, you came in my dream and you called me. So I didn't know who you were. I searched and searched and searched. Finally found you were this person and I came here to you. Ramana Maharshi told very clearly, I didn't do anything. What? You came in my dream. It was you. I said, yes. It could be in my form. It was divine. Divine wanted to call you to me for whatever next phase of your life you needed to learn from me, whatever was the need. Yes, called, I am okay with that. If you felt that is the experience, you come. I don't attribute it to myself. Ramana Maharshi very clear. This I learned from him. I'm very clear that that is all divinely done. As a body, mind, I am not doing anything. As a self, whatever is happening, it is divine will under a great divine big design. So to that extent, I don't get excited nor I get anxious. Whatever happens, it is when. But then people are people. You know, when they don't have the things as per their wish and favorable, they blame. When they have things as per their wish, then they are praising, they dance all around. And that is what Bhagavan taught me quite early on. That this is going to be your experience for the rest of your life. Whatever you do with absolute sincerity and selflessness, there will be people who will blame you. And whatever you do in the best of their interest also, there will be people who will not understand and say things. And there will be people also who will put you on pedestals and worship you as a god. Both you will experience. But better learn to remain steady in both the states. That is how he taught me in the beginning itself. That time it was very difficult because I was also raw, I was also maturing. So it took some time for me to get there. So why I am saying it is a practical journey of spirituality. It doesn't happen on day one, but if you are consistent, like I am, last 13 years now, consistently, not a single day I have missed doing what I have got to do. You know, it's not like that you took a break, changed your profession, shifted your field from architecture to software to farming to music. Nothing. Whatever is there is consistently it is going on. It is like emptying the ocean with the tip of the blade of a grass, drop by drop. That is what I have been doing. That is why it is here. I have not shifted my way of doing things. That consistency is the key in spiritual path also. And when you do something for long enough, you will become good at it. There is no doubt about it. So that is what Bruce Lee used to say. Since I am not scared of somebody who has practiced 1,000 moves, but I am scared of somebody who has practiced one move 1,000 times. Because he is good at that. That one move he can kill me. So that is what consistency is all about. In spirituality, consistency is very important. If you are not consistent in your sadhana and your pursuit of God, don't fool yourself that you will somehow get lucky and somehow something miracle will happen and you will get it. It won't happen. Even after you staying in the ashram for the rest of your life, it won't happen. So don't be too sure of such things. Be persistent in your efforts and continue with purity and patience. The patience of emptying an ocean with the blade of grass, drop by drop. That patience one should exhibit in the spiritual path. Then only it is going to be yours. We'll listen to a bhajan saying that it is not for everybody to follow this path. That is the essence of that bhajan. It's given to a few rare blessed ones. And if you are one of them, consider yourself very blessed.
ತಾ ತಗ್ಗಿಸದೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಜವರದನ ಪ್ರೇಮದಿ ನೆನೆವುದೇ ತಾಮಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯತ ತಗ್ಗಿಸದೆ ಸಾಮಜವರದನ ಪ್ರೇಮದಿ ನೆನೆವುದೇ ತಾಮಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯತ ತಗ್ಗಿಸದೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತರಮಲಿನವು ಅಳಿಯಬೇಕು ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತನ ಚರಿತೆ ಕೇಳಲು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತರಮಲಿನವು ಅಳಿಯಬೇಕು ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತನ ಚರಿತೆ ಕೇಳಲು ಬೇಕು ಸಂತತವಿರಬೇಕು ಸಂತ ಜನರ ಗುಣ ನಿರಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ತತ ಚಿಂತಿಸಬೇಕು ಸಂತತವಿರಬೇಕು ಸಂತ ಜನರ ಗುಣ ನಿರಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಂತಿಸಬೇಕು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಯಾಮಿ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯೆಂದು ಸರ್ವೇಶ್ವರನೆಂದು ಸ್ವರಮಣನೆಂದು ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಯಾಮಿ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯೆಂದು ಸರ್ವೇಶ್ವರನೆಂದು ಸ್ವರಮಣನೆಂದು ಸರ್ವಾನುಗ್ರಹನೆಂದು ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಸರ್ವಾನುಗ್ರಹನೆಂದು ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ವಿಠಲನ ವಿಠಲ ವಿಠಲನ ಬಳಿಯಬೇಕು ಸರ್ವಾನುಗ್ರಹನೆಂದು ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಸರ್ವದ ಧ್ಯಾನಿಸಿ ಗರ್ವ ಬಳಿಯಬೇಕು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಜವರನ ಪ್ರೇಮದಿ ನೆನೆವುದೇ ತಾಮಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯತ ತಗ್ಗಿಸದೆ ಸಾಮಜವರನ ಪ್ರೇಮದಿ ನೆನೆವುದೇ ತಾಮಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯಿಂದ ತಗ್ಗಿಸದೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಸೇವೆ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ಪಾಮರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಲ್ಲ.
सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् दीनदुःखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय दीनदुःखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरकाय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय नित्यशुद्धनिर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपति स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपति आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आनुभाव ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशरण ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगलारति अंतु मंगलारति अंतु मंदर गिरिहारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण 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 ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय